Hi, Libra, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your April 2023 new moon solar eclipse, very rare, very powerful reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So let's see here the energy that we need to be mindful of during this time, which we will not see again for another 8 years. So that's really, really cool. Okay, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. That one right here. This is the queen. This is the princess of cups. Okay, so it's very interesting is that when it comes to our emotions during this time, we can be a little bit fragile, and it's not anything that we've done wrong. I don't want to say that and people, get upset. But it's a lot going on astrologically. Okay. The new moon, the solar eclipse also bring a strong questioning energy. That's like, what's my purpose? Am I heading in the right direction? What am I supposed to be doing with my life? Did I mess everything up? It makes us a lot more sensitive. Okay. And we can feel that insecurity that we felt when we were teenagers, we can feel that insecurity now. So just be aware of it. It can make us sad. It can make us overwhelmed. It can make us unnecessarily angry. Just be aware of it because there's a fragility here. There's also a sense of like we have to be a student of our heart, but that's going to be one of the hard things for us during this time, which is interesting because we're very good at being students of our hearts, Libra. So just be aware of that. We can also have people in our lives who are just immature, maybe not handling things the best way or the way that we would like them to be. Be aware of that. Let's see what Spirit has to say to us. Angels and Spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and Spirit guides. Oh, goodness. Okay. Here we have positivity, which is interesting because it bounced and it was like upside down and it bounced right side up. So that can be what we feel during this time, the sense of our positivity shifting and changing and needing to get a handle on it. How do I embrace positivity in my life? How do I embrace grace and joy and happiness and prosperity in my being? Not about everybody else, but it's like, let's be selfish right now. Let's just focus on us. So here we have positivity, and we just have to look at things. And I don't want to sound cliche and say and be positive, but it's going to be very easy to get sucked down that tunnel of doubts, regrets, fears, hurts, pains, disappointments. And so if we start to pull ourselves up through one little thing of positivity, one little thing of positivity, all of a sudden we can start to see things change. I also highly, highly, highly recommend Spring Forest Qigong. It's just absolutely wonderful and a great way to balance our energy and really become in harmony with ourselves. And that's linked in the description box below. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Okay, I'm just going to move everything up just a little bit for you all. Okay. So let's talk about what cards we got. Let's talk about this time astrologically speaking. So this is a very rare, very powerful new moon solar eclipse. We will not see this again for another 8 years, for almost a decade to come. Only 3% of all eclipses are hybrid eclipses, which is what this eclipse is. This is a wild card time, okay? This time really affects our timeline. This moment in time, it affects our timeline. It can jump us forward because something is going to come out of the blue that we're like, well, I wasn't expecting that. And Spirit's like, yeah, I know, you're welcome, type of deal. So just be very, very, very aware of this. This solar eclipse also brings a strong ending and opening up to new beginnings because the endings are so powerful. We also have the solar eclipse conjunct the North Lunar Node, which is known as the head of the dragon in astrology. I just love that imagery. And this is a very positive jumpstart forward. It's like, I can see what I want, I'm going after this, and there's fierceness to me. Now, with this new moon is 29 degrees in Aries, and almost at the very end of our Aries season of this time. Whenever the moon lies, 30 degrees or under, okay, in astrology, there's an intensity to that moon, okay? So that's what's coming up here. The final degrees of any sign are always a lot more intense, a lot more powerful. This is the make it happen, new start energy that comes forward. But because we're talking about Aries and we're talking about the intensity of a sign, we also, excuse me, need to talk about the unwanted behavior that it can bring forward. And this can be anger, warlike behavior of Aries, the anger, the warlike behavior that wants to overtake us, that wants to overpower this time for us. Be very aware of this because we can be really angry and we don't know why. We can be really frustrated and we don't know why. This can be a time where we can have grudges and we can start grudges now and keep them all the way to the end of our existence. So be aware of this. Other people, they could just be angry. Nobody knows exactly why. It's that Aries energy, that Aries intensity coming in. And instead of it being of the higher energy vibration, because it's playing off of our weaknesses, our insecurities, our, chaoses in our lives, it is of a lower energy vibration. Higher energy vibration of Aries is courageous and brave and independent and individual. It's a fierceness, a beauty, a power that moves us forward. So be aware of this because the lower energy vibration is of, anger and bullying in ourselves, but also in other people. So we have to be mindful of this. We have the 10 of Swords crowning all of this. Okay? The 10 of Swords is overthinking, overanalyzing, it's overkill. We can really be in our own heads way too much during this time. But this is also a death and rebirth card. Okay? A dying away of the old self, a rebirth of the new. I didn't get into it very deeply, and I'm not going to in this reading, but we have a strong Pluto aspect during this time. So death and rebirth, that transformation, that transformative energy is going to be very, very, very powerful for us. We see that here with the 10 of Swords, that kind of resurrection of self. And we see it also here with the Wheel of Fortune. Now we have the 9 of Pentacles reversed. The 9 of Pentacles reversed is always going to be a little tricky. It means we're not living in the present like the 9 of Pentacles wants us to. We're either living in the past or we're living in the future. And this is going to be a time for us where we need to say, hey, wait, I have all this fantastic, courageous, go get 'em energy for the now. Why am I spending it worrying about the past or worrying about the future? I need to spend it right here, right now. And that's going to be one of the challenges or one of the hurdles for this time. That's going to be very important for us to say, okay, listen, I understand that I can feel overwhelmed and go to, oh, this is for the future, I can do that. Or, I don't want to think about this right now, but I need to stay in the present. I need to stay grounded. And that's going to be something that, first of all, as an air sign energy, we have a bit of difficulty with Libra. But with this Aries energy, even though it's like that upfront, take charge energy, which is also our sister sign, so it can bring out the very best of us or the very worst. We can find here that we can become very angry over things that happened in the past or very kind of fierce about how we want the future to be. And it can be very hard to be in the present. So just be aware of that. With the 7 of Cups, this isn't a dreaming time. We really don't want to sit back and dream and contemplate and, write out notes or anything like that, which, kind of Libra, we like to do. So we might find that we're skipping journal entries or we're not sketching things out the way that we usually do. We want to jump right into everything right now. Be aware of this because we can find it to be, just like personality wise, we can find it to be a little disconcerting, a little overwhelming. So being aware of this is going to be very powerful for us. This is a time of doing. This is a time where we need to set ourselves tasks. And it's like, can I get this done? Yes. Okay. How long will it take? Can I get this done? Yes. Okay. How long will it take? And just feel like a conqueror, feel like, a, a hero in our own life story. That's going to be a really good thing. We can also come up with ideas and executions for those ideas that it's like, this is what I want to do. Bam. This is how I want to move forward. Bam. This is where I want to be. Bam. We can get it done. We just can easily get sidetracked during this time. And as an air sign energy, it's like, dude, when are we not sidetracked? So that can be frustrating. That can be something overwhelming. So be aware of this. With the Wheel of Fortune, we're in a time of change, of powerful, intense change. Now, this is also a time where the strong endings and strong beginnings, this stays with us, okay? Up until really intensely, this stays with us until the lunar eclipse on May 5th. We are also going to see the energy of this time be powerfully in our timeline of existence and being for at least 6 months, okay? And we're going to see waves of it hit us even in 2024. So being aware of this is going to be important. This is a time frame that changes our existence, that lets us know, yeah, seasons change, times change, ideas change. How do I need to move forward? Where do I need to be? What do I desire? What do I want? What am I creating? It's like, what am I spinning? What am I creating? And it takes time and it takes patience, which, we like to have things instantaneously. We always have. That's how human beings like it. But some things take time. I don't know about you, but I've gotten very into the fiber arts and studying it. And I'm waiting for a spindle to come, actually, which I just think is hysterical. And a spinning wheel, if you watch people spin, it takes time, it takes patience, it takes practice. There's a feel to things, there's a rhythm to things. And we can start to feel and understand and go with that rhythm. But we have to be aligned to it. We have to calm ourselves and center ourselves. With the Wheel of Fortune, we know a new season is entering into our lives. Is it overwhelming at times? Yeah, sure, it is. But is it going to be a powerful way for us to move forward towards what we love and desire and where we want to be, to create the tapestry of our existence made by our own hands? Yeah. And that's beautiful. Are we going to find things, again, overwhelming? Yes. Especially since our go-to kind of emotional state right now is like, come on, let's go, let's move, let's do it. And we have that young energy of, I'm just going to do it. And it's like, well, why don't you read the directions? Nope, I got this, I'm fine. Why don't you calm down and think it through? Nope, I got this, I'm fine. Type of thing. Be aware of this because it's very much like being a teenager. And when we were teenagers, we think, oh my gosh, I'm making all the greatest decisions, or I know what I'm doing, type of thing. And then we look back and think, that was interesting. So be aware. Then we have the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups reversed is telling us we don't want to be a student. That's the energy also we need to be aware of. The Princess of Cups in the Druidcraft deck is the Page of Cups in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. So here with the Page of Cups reversed, we don't want to be a student. We don't want to learn about our emotions. We don't want to sit there and say, well, how am I feeling? What am I doing? We kind of want to check out a little bit emotionally from things, or that's going to be a instinctual reaction to things. I'm just going to do it. Be aware of this. We need to be students of our hearts, students of what we desire, students of the way that we need to move forward. We need to learn. We need to be graceful with ourselves, kind with ourselves, compassionate with ourselves. That's going to be so powerful, and that's going to be so beautiful for us. And yet that's going to be something that we have a bit of a difficulty with. If we have children, we might find that slowing down and listening is hard for us. Just be aware. Or we can find that emotionally, because everything astrologically is so intense, we can find that our kids are acting out and it's like, oh my gosh, please, not another tantrum. Oh my gosh, please, can you just sit down and eat? I don't want to have another fight. That type of energy, very much on the surface of things during this time. So be aware of it because it stresses us out. It makes everything more chaotic. We can see this even with our animals. We can see it with our interactions with our neighbors, or just our interactions with people in general. There's a level of chaos. If we can be that calm, if we can be that deep breath, that exhale, that's going to be something where people like actually stop and take notice. They might not say anything, but they're going to gravitate towards you because of that. And that's kind of neat to just be that calm. That's cool. I like that. Okay, so let's see what the moon has to say for herself, what spirit says through the moon. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly, guide this reading, and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly, guide this reading, and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels. Okay, so that's really interesting. What I'm really drawn to right now is the new moon in Aries reversed. We're having a bit of, of difficulty tapping into that masculine energy. Okay, just being aware of this, that sense of it's time to take action, that's reverse. The masculine energy of taking action, putting thoughts into action, even though we're not going to want to sit around and think, we're going to want to do. We can find it almost to be paralyzing, overwhelming, you know, too intense to really do the things or move the way forward that we want to move. So being aware of this is going to be important for us, because it's like, okay, do I slow it down? Do I move forward? If I'm not getting everything done, like I can even feel it in the way spirit is bringing the message. It's a manic, like it's a sense of intensity, of panic, of like pushing it forward. And it's just like I can push it forward, right? I can just get it done. And yet there's a sense here of I know I need to go slower. So be aware of that, because that just jumped out right away, because this is the new moon in Aries, okay? And it's reversed. So it's going to be tricky for us. It's our sister sign. We expect it to be a little bit tricky for us, but it's going to be a little bit tricky for us. So if we're not traversing everything perfectly, be kind and graceful with yourself. Be gracious, more than graceful. Be gracious with yourself. The way you would be with a stranger if they bumped into you, you wouldn't start yelling and screaming and carrying on. I mean, people stare at people who do that and think, oh my gosh. So here, just be like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, oh, let me step back. Like, let me take a step back. Let me gather this together and see the way that I need to move forward. We're going to be so intense and so intent on just like acting that it's actually going to be something that's hard for us, or something that we feel rather chaotic with. Okay. We're crowned with discernment, and with luck is on your side. And this is with the 10 of swords. This is with that, dying way of the old self, rebirth of the new. We have be discerning. Be discerning of the energy you let into your life. Luck is on your side. Take aim. Take aim. Luck is on your side. Be discerning of the energy that you let in. Don't let everything in. That's not going to be good. It's like leaving your front door open and then wondering why your TV is missing. Here, be discerning and know that luck is on your side. Take aim to what you love, what you desire, what you want during this time, and go slowly. That's going to be one of the challenges. Go slowly. With the 9 of Pentacles reversed, we have focus, and we have a new romantic cycle is starting. We're really projecting into the future or into the past. It means that we're not focusing. This moon is giving us focus, and a new romantic cycle, something that we love, is coming into balance, which can be why we are looking at the past, looking at the future, because we're like, oh, we have a feeling innately that something is coming into balance for us, some love, some passion, some desire. We're not really seeing that it's right here, right now. So be aware of this during this time. It moves us to growth with the Wheel of Fortune. We already talked about the energy here, where it's very, very intense. This moon is going to have us grow. It says the answers you need are coming. That's reversed. As everything is changing and as we grow, we can really feel like, but I wanted answers, but I wanted this knowledge, this understanding. We may not be getting it now. And that can be frustrating. It can be. It's like, but I want it. It's like, that's nice. And I feel like sometimes divinity looks down at us, like parents with small children. It's like, well, that's nice. You want to eat, all the cookies, but you can't. And so here it's like, I want the answers right now, and I want the answers that I want. And divinity is answering your question, but in a different way. is giving you an answer that you're like, but I don't want that answer. And divinity's like, that's okay. I'm fine with you not wanting it. This is still what you're getting. So be aware of that during this time, that we can have that kind of like pushback, like, but that's not what I want. And divinity is like, I get it, but that's what you're getting. And that's going to be a little bit frustrating, but it is going to be powerful and good at the exact same time. It moves us then to action and look at the big picture. You have the new moon in Sagittarius. You have the full moon in Sagittarius. So very powerful Sagittarius energy here. So just be aware of that. Action. We're going to want to take action. Look at the big picture. We can tend to get myopic, or we can tend to get, yeah, it's myopic, but also a little bit dreamy. It's like, oh, I'm just thinking, contemplating, understanding. And so if this can abstractly happen, I want it to happen now, right here. And so be aware, look at the big picture, look at what you really desire and take action, and do it step by step. Don't say, okay, you know what? I've been thinking about this forever. I've always wanted to do this thing. I give myself 5 hours. I should get it done. Maybe that can work. But this is going to be a time also where the energy likes to move. And especially, I mean, also your attention span might not be holding up the way that you want it to during this time. So just be aware of it, okay? It moves us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of. And this is the 5 of Cups. The 5 of Cups is we're going to have a tendency during this time to look at what didn't go right. You know, just human nature, right? We're looking at what didn't go right, and we're not seeing the 2 of Cups, the healing, beautiful love that is right there with us, caring for us, compassionate with us. And we need to change our minds to change our lives. And that's going to be a very powerful thing. It moves us then to our subconscious spirit message. And this is mystical, okay? We're having a hard time connecting with the mystical. We want everything to be proven and facts and like right there. And so this is going to be a time for us where we need to connect with the mystical, even if we think, well, this is absurd. You know, I want my facts, I want my knowledge, I want my understanding. I don't need it to be mystical. Sagittarius energy is also, I know what I know what I know, right? So that energy comes forward. And this is a sense of we have to embrace the question mark. That would be powerful. That would be beautiful. Our subconscious tarot message, there we go, is the devil. The devil is Capricorn energy, ruled by Sagittarius. I mean, not Sagittarius, I'm sorry, ruled by Saturn. Saturn likes spreadsheets, likes knowledge, likes a plan for everything. We can see this throughout the whole entire reading that subconsciously we want to control the natural nature of things, the natural nature of us. Okay? Because remember, the devil is simply a conglomeration of all the nature gods, you know, of different pantheons put together. And so here we're going to see ourselves coming to terms with chaos or looking at chaos, and subconsciously we want to control it. But consciously we have to say it cannot be controlled, but it can be worked with. Like we can't control it, but we can weave it. We can work with it. We can have it come together in a way. But it's like weeding a flower bed, right? You weed the flower bed and you have to go out. You know, you should go out every day. That would be easier. But, you know, you have to go out once a week or, you know, all the time to weed that flower bed because it gets overrun with weeds so quickly. So here it's like knowing that we have to let nature come forward because it's going to be a bit chaotic for us to always be right on top of everything, weeding it and making it perfect all the time or controlled all the time. Our Luna message, subconscious message, is a personal issue reaches resolution, blossoming. A personal issue that we have, it's reaching the resolution and we are blossoming into ourselves. The moon sees it. We can feel it. Okay? We're entering into a new stage. 2023 is about the demolition of things. 2024 is about the rebuilding. And we see that. We see things being not thrown away, but it's like cleared out, clearing out the rubbish, the rubble, the fallen debris of things, to be able to truly be and truly discover and truly become what we want. All right. All right, Libra. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Libra. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. Enjoy this powerful, beautiful, rare time. I love you all. Bye.